Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, have you ever heard of turbo debt?
No, what is that? Something to get me into debt faster?
No, turbo debt is not to get you in debt faster. It's to help you get out of debt. Do you have over $10,000 in credit card, personal loans, medical, or payday loans?
Of course I have debt. That's the American way.
Au contraire, mon frere. Turbo debt will give you the option to break the debt cycle and start putting money in your pocket.
That's awesome.
Over 70% of Americans die with credit card debt. Do not let this happen to you. Turbo debt will give you an option to break the debt cycle and start putting money in your pocket.
That's awesome.
If you have over $10,000 in credit card debt and personal loans, medical, or payday loans, they can help. Go to turbodebt.com/TechTime. Again, that's turbodebt.com/TechTime, all capitalized, for a free consultation today. TurboDebt is a proud sponsor of this week's episode of TechTime Radio.
Broadcasting across the nation from the East Coast to the West, keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side, with leading-edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat, raise a glass with our hosts as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Welcome to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm, the show that makes you go, Technology News of the Week, the show for the everyday person talking about technology, broadcasting across the nation with insightful segments on subjects weeks ahead of the mainstream media. We welcome our radio audience of 35 million listeners to an hour of insightful technology news. Each week, our show covers the week's top technology subjects without a political agenda. We verify the facts, and we do it with a sense of humor in less than 60 minutes, and of course, with a little whiskey on the side. We live stream during our show on 5 of the most popular platforms, including YouTube, Twitch.tv, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And we encourage you to visit us online at techtimeradio.com and become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/TechTimeRadio. I'm Nathan Mumm, your host, a technologist with 30 years of technology expertise, working for Fortune 500 companies across the country. My co-host here, Mike Corday, is an award-winning author, originally from Arizona. Poor guy. Mike's a human behavior expert living in the Seattle area with a master's degree in forensic psychology. Mike's here to help me from geeking out while providing insight into human behavior and how it interacts with technology. We also have Mark Gregoire in the studio again for our whiskey tasting, so he'll be telling us all about whiskey as he sips whiskey during each of our commercial breaks over here on the side. And, of course, we are friends from different backgrounds, but bring the best technology show possible every week for our family, friends, and fans to enjoy. Welcome, everyone. Let's start today's show.
Now on today's show.
All right, today on Tech Time with Nathan Mumm, Instagram's Twitter alternative Threads surpasses 100 million users.
How'd that happen?
And we're going to talk all about it. This is big, big news. This is where I don't want to get into.
Elon's not really happy about this.
No, he is not at all. And Amazon Prime Day scams are going on right now. Big hit that's going on with that. Microsoft wins the FTC fight to buy Activision Blizzard. This is huge. This is a monopoly software OS company now owning probably, I would say, if not the esteemed studio that's out there, one of the top 2 esteemed studios. They already own Rare.
Isn't
Isn't
Blizzard the one that's rife with all the problems?
Yeah, they have some leadership issues there in different areas.
Probably not anymore.
No, not if they're a Microsoft conglomerate. They'll be taken care of. And next, we have Gwen Wei joining us for a gadgets and gear with a device that she says can take your password fears away forever. And then finally, Razer, the elite gaming hardware platform, is in hot water. We're going to talk about that. And Great Scots. A little Back to the Future music cued here.
Are you serious?
A flying car. The FAA has approved airworthiness certificate for a company that is allowed to fly a car. We're going to be talking about that also. So that
is this the one we reported on a few months ago?
Yeah, it is exactly. If you listen to Tech Time Radio, we're a little bit ahead of the time. Now they can actually do testing with up to 2 peoples in the vehicle at a time that can fly. We'll be talking about that on our Nathan Nugget. And, of course, we have our Mike's Mesmerizing Moment, our technology fail of the week. And we want to get to that nugget so we can find out about our flying cars. And, of course, we have our pick of the day whiskey tasting during the commercials to see if our selected whiskey pick of the day gets 0, 1, or 2 thumbs up at the end of the show. So sit back, raise a glass, and welcome to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. Now it's time for the latest headlines in the world of technology.
Here are our top technology stories of the week.
All right, story number one, Instagram's Twitter alternative Threads. Now, listen to how we say this. Instagram's Twitter alternative Threads surpasses 100 million users as a new social media platform is a direct challenge to the Elon Musk Twitter platform. Let's see how the impact of this new application is shattering records all over the world as we go to our CNBC correspondents.
Threads hit that 100 million user mark so quickly, and it was really because of the ease of signing up for Instagram's 2 billion users. Mark Zuckerberg posting on Threads, quote, "That's mostly organic demand, and we haven't even turned on many promotions yet." Instagram head Adam Mosseri saying, "It's insane. I can't make sense of it." Now, this launch does make Threads the fastest growing app in history, topping ChatGPT, which reached 100 million users in 2 months. And Sensor Tower reports that it's the most downloaded free app in the U.S., both in the App Store as well as in the Google Play Store. Threads' success does seem to be having a negative impact on rival Twitter, which had 238 million monetizable daily active users as of its last quarterly earnings as a public company, which was last summer. And data analytics company SimilarWeb reports that Twitter's web traffic declined 5% in the first 2 full days Threads was generally available from the prior week, and down 11% from the same 2 days last year.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
What's that? So there's a lot to talk about, right?
Okay.
So ask the questions, because the everyday person, you probably have the same questions.
No,
that
I
they
don't
do.
have questions about
Okay.
this. This is like when the new restaurant opens up down the road.
Yeah, okay. That's
Everybody goes to the grand opening.
Yep.
Everybody stops going to whatever
restaurant that they've been to for years after years to go
then
check out the new spot.
And they check out the new spot,
Yep.
and then they realize, okay, this is like everything else that I do, so they go back to what they're doing.
Okay, that's kind of well, but let me tell you, the ChatGPT was the hottest thing. This is now off the radar. So ChatGPT stories no longer are making top news.
Thank God.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Now 100 million active users though. That was what it took ChatGPT to do over 2 months. It did it in 2.5 days.
Yeah, okay.
2.5 days. Now, the microblogging platform was launched in 100 countries, which is big, and it included India last week. In a matter of hours, the app proved to be a hit among 30 million users within its first 24 hours, making
across
it
the globe.
Across the globe.
Was ChatGPT?
No, it wasn't. So no.
across the
So
globe?
no, it was
Okay.
not. So it was available only in the United States. when
All
we started
right.
with.
So
Okay.
we're looking at just plain numbers.
The new social media platform is a direct challenger to Elon Musk's Twitter.
Yes, he's not very happy about that.
He's not. And
He's
what's happening
threatening
is
to sue Meta.
we'll get into that just a little bit. You're absolutely correct. Well, they haven't said that they're going to sue it. They have started the processes to look to see if they want to sue.
Yeah, he's
because all of his Twitter employees that he fired essentially went to work for Instagram, and they created like a whole mini cocoon.
That's not what Instagram says.
Well, that's true. But here you got the, so Elon Musk has upset many people, especially celebrities that had to pay for their verify button. You don't have to pay for the verify button, and this is like the hottest thing right now.
Not
So you have
yet.
every celebrity is using it, right? Everybody has jumped onto the bandwagon. What it does is it's very simple to sign up for if you had an Instagram account.
You just said what the deal is. It's bandwagoning.
It is right now. But will this app actually last? That is the question, and it's very interesting because essentially this is not a Meta app. This isn't a Facebook app. This is an app, and they're specifically marketing it as an Instagram add-on. So this is like Instagram. You get post your pictures and your information, and this is Threads is a add-on to Instagram itself. You know what? We're going to talk a little bit about Gwen with this when she comes on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly why they're doing this, and you're going to want to have that little conversation with Gwen and I, because there is a strategic reason why this is not a Meta's competitor, but it's an Instagram add-on to compete against Twitter itself. Now, are you going to go and create your account?
Hell no.
Okay. Do you have a Twitter account?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so you're going to stay on Twitter.
Do I use it?
Well, we have a TechTime account on Threads. So we have our Thread account has it. We have one post on there. I've done a whole lot more.
One whole post?
Well, yeah, I just did one as the bandwagoning was happening, so I could feel cool about myself. There is nothing different between
Did you feel cool?
I
Mark's
felt,
laughing.
I know. Mark's over there giggling. He's like, oh, did you? So I felt really cool for the second there. That made me feel really cool. And then
maybe that's the reason why everybody's doing it. Just feel cool.
You do. But if you don't have your Instagram account set up yet with your Facebook profile, it's very cumbersome to get this. You have to go on into your Instagram account and create your username based upon your Facebook username, ideally, is what you do. And then once you get your Instagram account, they'll let you keep that Threads login name and user that you may have had on the Meta platforms for a while. and you only have a certain window that you can get your name. Otherwise, there could be a whole bunch of other Nathan Mumms out there that could steal my profiles.
Oh,
and I could be
okay.
in trouble.
So you need to.
I got it
really
taken
fast.
care of. Actually,
Do you realize as you're talking about how this all works, how insane that sounds?
It does sound crazy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just think if you're an alien listening into TechTime Radio. You're listening to our show, and we're talking all about the social media platform and all these people jumping on. They're like, why don't you people just call?
I'm pretty sure that if aliens exist out there, there's this big message that they just transmit to all the other aliens, and it pretty much equates to SMH.
Oh, what's that?
Shake my head.
Okay, that's the Earth version. All right, well,
I think that's what they do. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Story number 2, Mike. Help us out here.
Well, it's Prime Day coming.
Oh yeah, Prime Day's coming. Yeah.
Are you excited about that?
No, I hate that day.
Why?
Because
Prime Day.
Because Prime Day isn't even really a day. It's now 2 days.
Well, so.
And then they start a day before the Prime Day, the early bird deals, and then they have after Prime Day specials. So it should just be called Amazon Week.
Okay,
Forget
so
calling
there
it.
you go, Prime Week there,
Okay,
right?
Prime Week, Amazon
okay,
Prime
you're
Week.
excited about it. I know you're going to be spending a lot of money, right?
I spent.
Well, guess who else is
spent some money,
excited about Prime Week?
Who's that?
Scammers.
Oh, okay. Tell me more.
Well, cybersecurity firm Checkpoint say that the number of Amazon Prime-related phishing campaigns spotted by their system has jumped 16-fold in June compared with the month before.
Okay.
Some of the scam emails say that the recipient's Prime membership has been put on hold because of a billing issue, while others say that they need to update their profile or their account will be frozen. All of them were designed to either steal credit card numbers or Amazon account username and passwords. On top of that, researchers have also spotted 1,500 new Amazon-related domains or spoof domains.
Okay. That's a domain that says like AMIZON or something that looks like Amazon, but a little bit.
It'll use an extra character or something in the wording, which we will, as we look at it, our human brain will exit it. It will
translate it to the
called
standard.
substitution blindness.
Okay.
The vast majority of these appear to be malicious or scammy. Amazon itself has pointed to a variety of scam emails and text messages reported to its own security team that look like shipping notifications, order confirmations, and account problems. And because we haven't heard this enough, it could prove disastrous to all those shoppers out there who might not think before they click on that link.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do if you have a link in there that says there's a problem?
Give it to you so you can click on it.
Yeah, don't click on the link.
Don't click on it.
Okay.
Just don't do it. But I'm speaking to the primordial parts of your brain, and I know it's not going to reach out there because we are creatures of habit, and these things are designed to enact that little pieces of your brain in your limbic system or your emotional pieces to frighten you into doing something without thinking about it. And a lot of people will do that. Just remember that Amazon will not have you give you your credit card number over a phone call.
Okay.
They will not ask you to make a bank transfer.
Okay.
Or use a third-party site. Treat all this urgency with suspicion. And this is why this happens, right? Because they're taking advantage of, this is like Black Friday stuff.
Yep.
They're taking advantage of the hype of people getting all excited about all these cool deals that they're going to have. And they are creating more urgency by doing targeted ads and things like that. So cyber criminals are banking on you. So it should be Cyber Criminal Week, too.
It should be Cyber Criminal Week when you do Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon Week. You should also do Cyber Criminal Week.
Yep.
All right, so
and
what
you
happens
want
if you
to-
get a text? If you get a text, is there anything that I can do about a text message? Because I
Yeah,
get those all the time.
If you want to report scam messages, most email programs have buttons that let you report them.
Okay.
Scam text messages can be reported by forwarding them to 7726 with the letters with the name spam attached to it.
Okay.
And you're right about if it's too good to be true, it probably is being a cliche, but this is exactly what they're banking on. Is cliche means we're not going to pay much attention to it. We're going to do it. So don't click on that link.
All right, Mike, that's good. That's great information to have there. All right, we're going to move to story number 3 here. Microsoft wins the FTC fight to buy Activision Blizzard. Let's go to Joey Ferris for more about this huge development story that looks like it's coming to an end.
Hey everyone, Joey here with a major news update as Microsoft won its court case against the US Federal Trade Commission, which was initially blocking their $68.7 billion purchase of Activision Blizzard. No doubt, the trial against the FTC was a major victory for Microsoft and Xbox, and it makes the likelihood of them owning Activision Blizzard even greater. And if it goes through, it would also mean Microsoft owns a solid chunk of 90s platformers, from Banjo-Kazooie to Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon. Phil Spencer even said back in January 2022 that he'd loved to revive old Activision games if this acquisition went through. It looks even more likely that it will be.
Thanks, Joey.
All right, so
Who's
Spyro. Joey's one of our correspondents. So we have essentially, did you ever play Spyro?
Yeah, Spyro was one of my favorite games on the original
Xbox?
PlayStation.
Or PlayStation, sorry, not it was only PlayStation.
Get off there, man.
Banjo
Banjo-Kazooie?
Kawasuki, is it? What was it? I can't remember that.
Okay.
But those were great games.
For you, that's normal.
What's that?
Whatever you just said.
You did it too, so let me just say. All right,
Banjo-Kazooie.
So there you go. Judge Corley has clearly sided with Microsoft in its comments to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation and even extend the game to the Nintendo Switch. So essentially
Sounds
what's
like
happened
Judge
here.
Corley is a gamer.
Well, Corley said that essentially Microsoft, during the FTC challenge, has come on out and they said that they're going to be working to have some of their games actually translated and converted so they can work on the Nintendo Switch, which has not been part of the console market before. So as much as Activision and Blizzard have had them out of this, Microsoft said, yeah, we'll open it up to our competitors at Nintendo. And the FTC says that they think that it's reasonable to claim that Microsoft is going to be able to purchase the company and still allow them to be cross-platform. Now, I play this baseball game called The Show, and it's made by Sony PlayStation. I played on my Xbox. So the Xbox community and the Sony community, as far as exclusive titles, have essentially changed quite a bit on what they're actually looking to do and actually are spending time kind of collaborating across platforms on different games themselves. I don't think you necessarily have to be tied to just one platform anymore. I think this is kind of saying that.
I like the fact that I can use my PC to play some Xbox games.
Okay. So the head at Xbox, Phil Spencer, says, a key witness in the trial is tweeted immediately. Now, he didn't do a thread, but he did a tweet. We're grateful to the court for swiftly deciding in our favor. The evidence showed that the Activision Blizzard deal was good for the industry, and the FTC's claims about console switching, multi-game subscription services, and cloud don't reflect the realities of the gaming market. All right, so that's some good news to know there. Well,
we'll see. We'll see if it's good news or not, huh?
Well, this allows Microsoft to close its Activision Blizzard deal just ahead of the July 18th deadline. So it's coming right up here around the corner, and we're going to have now Microsoft Activision.
What do you think Judge Corley's handle is?
Xbox Gamer #1 at Microsoft.com.
Okay.
All right. Well, that ends our top technology stories of the week. Moving on, we have Gwen Way joining us for our Gadgets and Gears segment after the commercial break. You'll not want to miss this segment. You're listening to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. We'll be back after this commercial. Hello, listeners. We're excited here at TechTime Radio, aren't we, Mike?
Oh, no.
We have an announcement to make. We are so excited to be a part of the new launch of iTalk Radio Live, the internet 24/7 streaming service. You will still be able to listen to us live here at Kixie 880 and KKNW and all of our affiliate stations, but you'll be able to listen to us at 8 a.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday now. We look forward to this new opportunity to provide you TechTime Radio every weekday. And again, you can always catch us online at techtimeradio.com. Welcome back to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. Tech Time is a weekly hour technology show that talks about current technology in a simple format without having to geek out. Brought to you by myself, Nathan Mumm, and Mike Day. We just had our first whiskey tasting during the break. Now let me tell you about what we're sipping in our pick of the day during the show. We have chosen what? Mark, what do we have in store for us today?
I thought you were going to tell us about it.
No, I don't. I am going to tell you that this is pretty good. I'm actually enjoying this. So that was a great sip during the commercial break.
All right, what you were sipping on was Rittenhouse Rye Bottled and Bond, made by Heaven Hill from the Willett Distillery from Kentucky. It's a straight rye, aged about 4 years. It's of course, since it's bottled and bond, we all know that means it's 100 proof. Mash bill is a low rye, so it's 51% rye, 37% corn, 12 malted barley, and it goes for about $31.
All right, okay.
So from Heaven Hill's website, Rittenhouse Straight Rye Whiskey has a storied past with a heritage that can't say that word.
Commemorative?
Commemorates.
Commemorates?
Thank you. Philadelphia's famous Rittenhouse Square. This award-winning whiskey carries a distinct spicy flavor, clean, rich, cocoa, citrus, cinnamon, nutmeg, and vanilla with a finish, a lingering maple-like spiciness.
All right. But I will say I'm a little disappointed though. It's got
a screw cap.
It's got a screw cap on there, so I'm like kind of.
You haven't talked about that in weeks, so I thought we got you over that.
No. I don't like screw cap ones. I want it to be a cork top. If it's not a cork top,
which is a little surprising because most screw tops, if you're under $50, are usually screw tops.
Yeah,
and that's usually your field of play.
Nathan has some really weird ways of choosing.
This is how much of this is $30?
Around $30.
Yeah, I like this. Okay.
All right. Well, we'll come back for Mark's Mumbles and we'll see how it really tastes.
All right. With our first whiskey tasting completed, let's move on to our feature segment. Today we have Gwen Way joining the show. She's an expert in cybersecurity during the day and a game board geek in the evenings. Producer of Tech Time Radio and our gadgets and gear gal. Let's get ready to start our Comcast video stream to start our next segment.
What's new in our gadgets and gear?
All right, as we get Gwen up on the show. Gwen, welcome to the show today.
Thank you.
Up to date on Threads with Instagram? Are you up to date on this?
I am, and I've been kind of playing around with it a little bit.
Okay.
I kind of like the way it's organized. I like the way it works. And given my problems with Twitter lately, I could possibly see myself moving over.
Okay, now we talked about this a little bit at the production meeting last night, right? So let's talk about this. So this is not Meta's version of Threads. This is Instagram's version of Threads. Very important on how they're marketing it. Not a part of the Meta universe, but a part of the Instagram conglomerate. Now,
and who owns Instagram?
Well, Meta still owns Instagram, so it's still
for
not
now.
for now. But my thinking is, and I don't know if as a technologist yourself, I think Instagram is kind of ripe for a purchase price. That's kind of my thinking on that, is that they're really trying to bundle Threads and Instagram in an availability for maybe Meta to sell as a profit sharing way to continue to develop their Meta universe and their other projects that have been so unsuccessful. But
absolutely. I think that's definitely a legitimate take on this.
Okay.
And honestly, I think it will help prolong Meta's life cycle. We talked
by a matter of weeks.
Well, probably a couple of years. I mean, if you sell us for a couple $1 million, I mean, a couple $100 million. I mean,
they could easily get $500 million right now.
Yep.
Without really breaking a sweat. So I think with Threads, if it remains as popular as it seems to be, that ups that price and extends Meta's life even longer.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a software company in the Redmond area that may have an interest on an Instagram type of deal.
I don't know.
They want to get into that social media aspect so badly.
Well,
that this is
now
almost-
that they've beat the federal government at Activision, maybe they'll go for that.
I mean, technically, they still have the FTC's decision. This
Yes.
just blocked them from starting the process.
That's correct,
So-
and they still have to have some European Union stuff. I will say this though. There's no way that this isn't going to happen. This probably is best for both of the companies themselves. Microsoft, Microsoft purchased Rare. They've purchased many different studios that have become a part. And Microsoft's pretty of all the companies. And I've worked at Microsoft for 10 years. So I want to disclose that I worked there.
We all know that.
Yeah, but they're pretty good about leaving other entities that they bring into their organization alone and letting them operate themselves within the corporate environment. So I think there's actually a good chance that if they were to purchase a social media company like Threads and
So they're like
Instagram-
ancient Rome, huh?
Well, they kind of
They go and
Kind
conquer
of.
people and say, as
Kind
long
of.
as you give us tribute, you can,
Yeah, they
you
kinda
can
do that.
run your
You-
own stuff.
I will
yeah.
say they do that now. In the 80s, less so, but
Yes.
now it's very much if we purchase you, we let you do your thing and then go from there.
Yeah, back in the day when I worked there, we purchased you. We just squashed you like a
Oh, yeah.
deal. We
Squash
brought
you like a bug.
That's right. Okay. Now. Let's get on to our gadget here for our gadget and gear segment. What do you have on the docket today?
Okay, so this is cool. I do want to say you overstated what I said earlier today,
Okay.
but I do think that this is a usable tool.
Okay.
This is something called Pin Master.
Okay.
It's available on Kickstarter again. And this is a way to store passwords and pins that is physical and does not plug into any computer, so you don't have to worry about it being hacked.
Okay. Well, that's something really good. Okay.
Okay.
So how does this device work?
Okay, so this is where the problem comes in. The one problem that I see with it, it is a little credit card sized thing that looks honestly more like a calculator than anything else.
Okay. Like one of those solar calculators I used to have in the
Your
early
Casio.
90s.
Exactly.
Casio scientific calculator.
Okay.
Not a scientific calculator. That's too big.
That's
this
too
is,
big.
This is just a standard small calculator that you would have smuggled into algebra to
Okay.
kind of cheat
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, no, I did that. Yep.
So I do have to ask both of
Are you
you.
gonna out
We're
yourself?
all of the age, Mark included, actually. So all three of you. Do you remember texting on flip phones?
Oh, I do.
Is that what this is?
Kind of.
Okay, so explain that to me. Okay, so this is so this is a device is a credit card size.
Yep.
It stores your passwords. So does it store your passwords from your computer, or are you saying that you're gonna have
You
to
have
actually?
to actually enter it in. So
Oh,
it's
no.
going. Yeah. So it's
Okay.
going to very much be just like texting, where you have to do 222 to get a C, and then 33 for an E, and then all that kind of good stuff. So there are definitely drawbacks.
Okay, so how much is this unit? How many backers do they have? Where? How many days do we have to go and take a look at this on Kickstarter?
Sure. So at this point, you're looking at about $50 for this unit,
Okay, that's pretty good.
which is entirely
$50.
reasonable.
Okay.
$50.
Yeah.
It's got just over 660 backers at this point. It was 660 when I checked this morning. It's 661 now. So, Nathan.
I did not back it yet, so that's
Okay.
not me. So okay, there you go. Good assumption though, but
So
I did not.
I don't want to be the buzzkill here, but why wouldn't I just write all my passwords on a Post-it note and stick it in my wallet?
I mean,
Well, I'm sure that this probably can store more. How many can this store? How many passwords?
this can actually store quite a few. Let me see if I can find the exact number. I don't have that off the top of my head.
Well, these are at least like 500 because that's how much I have.
Exactly. It looks like, well, it's not 500. It looks like it's about 150 with up to 60 characters per.
Okay.
So you're going to have a pretty thick wallet if you do 150 passwords.
Okay. See,
Okay.
that helps me not make that decision.
Okay.
Exactly,
All right. So hang on.
exactly.
So this is a master password. So the whole idea is that it's off the internet, so it's secure. So what happens if I put all my passwords in this and it's in my wallet, which I carry a wallet. I put it in my back pocket, and I sit on it and the unit breaks?
So there is a guarantee,
Okay.
but the guarantee is not for physical harm. It's all about keeping you 100% safe. It can't be hacked because it's not online. So they do guarantee that. But if you sit on it, you're pretty much out of luck.
I can guarantee that with a Post-it note.
What's that? Well,
I can make that same guarantee with a Post-it note.
But if you sit on a Post-it note,
and I won't break a Post-it note.
You won't break a
That's
Post-it
true.
note.
That's true.
Okay,
but
so
again,
hang on
remember,
now.
That's a lot of Post-it notes.
Okay, so there's a lot of Post-it notes.
Yeah.
So it's $50.
$50.
Now, so I have to type in. There's no way I can plug it into a keyboard and type in my I mean, I have passwords on some of my logins that are at least like 25 characters with W's, Q's, and all these type of deal. I'm
This
gonna
is
have
the
to type that
solution
in.
instead of using like LastPass, like you do.
Exactly. This is an offline LastPass without the keyboard. I've seen a couple of comments in here, and I know that it looks like the creator is actually taking them seriously.
Okay.
Saying that entering it in like an old text or an old pager is not feasible.
Yeah.
So he looks like he's going to try to come up with a way to attach a keyboard, but it would have to be a keyboard that is not attached to another device.
So
Well, it's okay,
I
though.
can use my
I
old
can handle that.
Blueberry, right? Or BlackBerry.
You're a BlackBerry.
My Blueberry.
Oh.
My Blueberry. My BlackBerry.
Yeah, you can't use your BlackBerry because there's no Bez servers that operate it anymore. But okay,
Not anymore. Which, having supported some in the past, I am very grateful for.
Let me just tell you, the BlackBerry was the best portable device ever created. The original keyboard on that, I could type. You had to keep your little fingernails sharp so you could type in. I could type, and actually, it would come out correct. Yes,
Okay.
way better than an iPhone. I typed stuff in an iPhone, and it just goes crazy words.
The phone was great.
No, you do that on
as a
purpose.
device were great.
Yeah.
The BlackBerry service was awful to maintain.
Okay, so let me ask you here. So we started with this Pin Master as a solution for everybody's passwords of not getting hacked or forgetting a critical code and password. But now that we've kind of talked about this, I have my questions then. So if I break it and I have all my passwords in there, I'm host, right? I can't get it. At least if I have them on a online.
Can't be hacked.
It can't be hacked.
Can't be
But
hacked.
it can't be restored either.
But it can't be restored if you break it. So
I actually think that's not a good idea. Then I would say that I would probably pass on this Kickstarter, and that's tough for me to say.
Are you being a buzzkill
No,
now?
I kind of am, because if I would stick it in my back pocket and then it'd snap, and then I'd be like, okay, what's my login for TechTime Radio,
serious.
and it'd be XYZ blah 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 blah, and I would never get on.
This doesn't make sense to me at all.
Okay,
because of the whole Post-it note thing.
I agree.
I mean,
I have a notebook. My wife has a green notebook. We talked about that last week on the show.
Yeah, we talked about that being the best way to keep your
the best
passwords.
thing is they have like a notebook. At least you can write in there.
As long as no one walks in and picks it up.
That's true.
So,
but what thief is going to break into my house?
I've got this superfluous
They're going to take
little
my
ID
notebook.
card calculator thing that I sit around and enter all my. I have to.
Just say the
I have
hours.
to physically
hours. Oh, dang it.
Well,
I
that's
forgot
an
to
investment.
That would be. You'd be heavily invested. All right. Well, you know what, Gwen? I'm sure glad you shared this device.
I wasn't going to invest in it in the first place, but I'm doubly not going to invest
But you're
in it now.
definitely not now. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay. Well, you know what?
Sorry.
You know what,
If
Gwen?
is
It's good.
interested, though, it's available through July 29th.
Okay.
Go to Kickstarter.com and search PIN, PIN, Master.
All right, Gwen. Well, always thank you so much for
I
being
want
a
to
part
know
of
why
our
they
show.
say. I want to know why they say it's a simpler, more efficient way.
Well, because it's called marketing.
Oh,
right. So you can say
That's
whatever you
called.
want.
You know what those are called?
This is
What's
hella
that?
complex.
In marketing terms, that's weasel words. Right
Weasel
there.
words? Okay.
Weasel
all right.
words.
All right, Gwen. You're a great part of the show. We enjoy you every second Tuesday of the month. You're a vital part of what makes this show great each and every week. And I love your new setup at your house. This that came through clear. It was nice, and it sounded great in studio.
Bye, Gwen.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, that was a great segment. We thank Gwen for being a part of the show. I don't know if we thank her for that device, but it was a good idea. We got really excited about it, and then all of a sudden,
I was automatic, but that's
Well,
just,
that's
I guess
just you,
this-
though.
I'm
That's
just
just you, though,
I'm
right?
turning into that guy that yells at people to get off their lawn. So
That's right. All right, that ends our
except I
segment.
go down to the city park and do it.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
you're like, get off the lawn.
Get off my lawn.
All right. That ends our segment, Gadgets and Gear with Gwen Way. Up next, we have This Week in Technology, so now would be a great time to enjoy a little whiskey on the side as we will be doing the break. You're listening to Tech Time Radio. See you after these few minutes.
This is Mark
And Greg,
for Copiers Northwest
with a terrific offer.
called Printer Care Plus.
It's simple. Buy HP printer cartridges from Copiers Northwest and we'll service your current printers for free.
That sounds too good to be true.
It's made possible due to our HP Copiers Northwest relationship.
Copiers Northwest is an HP Platinum partner.
One of only 2 in the entire Northwest.
And now with Printer Care Plus,
Copiers Northwest will provide free printer service.
as long as they purchase genuine HP cartridges from Copiers Northwest.
That's right. IT departments no longer have to service printers.
Or fix paper jams with Printer Care Plus.
They can focus on more strategic initiatives.
And let our experienced technicians keep their HP printers up and running.
Sounds like a love-love relationship for IT departments.
Don't get too carried away. So how do they get more details on Printer Care Plus?
Call Copiers Northwest today, 206-282-1200, or visit copiersnw.com.
Copiers Northwest. New ideas, new solutions.
And now, let's look back at this week in technology.
All right, we're going back to July 12th, 1990. Nintendo releases the original Final Fantasy video game for its Nintendo Entertainment System in North America, one of the most successful role-playing games for the NES. Final Fantasy helped popularize the genre that has gone on to spawn one of the most well-known RPG fantasy franchises in history.
Say it.
Ironically, the game's creator, Hironobu Sakaguchi, thought the game would be his last one, hence the final in Final Fantasy. Had the game not sold well, he would have had to quit making games and go back to college. Well, he could not have been more incorrect, as the first game in the series has been succeeded by 16 numbered main entries released to date. The franchise centers on the series of fantasy and science fiction role-playing video gaming, with the series selling more than 180 million copies worldwide. Have you played Final Fantasy?
Yeah, I played the originals.
You played the originals?
I haven't played any of the new ones.
Okay. Do you enjoy? I enjoyed the very first one.
I really like the very first ones.
It was Legend of Zelda was number 1 in my book, and then Final Fantasy was number 2.
Yeah. That tracks.
All right. That was This Week in Technology. If you ever wanted to watch some Tech Time history with over 2 years of video, podcasts, and blog information, you can visit us at techtimeradio.com to watch our older shows or join the Tech Timers Facebook group to talk with us live all the time. You can get us 24/7 if you join that group. That is Tech Timers Facebook group, owned by Gwen Way. All right, we are going to take a commercial break. When we return, we have the Mark's Mumble Whiskey Review and our Technology Fail of the Week. See you after this break.
Hello, my name is Arthur, and my life's work is connecting people with coffee. Story Coffee is a small batch specialty coffee company that uses technology to connect people to each product resource, which allows farmers to unlock their economic freedom. Try our Medium Roast Founder Series coffee, which is an exotic bourbon variety that is smooth, fresh, and elegant at storycoffee.com. That's STORI coffee.com. Today you can get your first bag free when you subscribe at storycoffee.com with code TechTime. That's STORI coffee.com.
The segment we've been waiting all week for, Mark's Whiskey Mumble.
I know I've been waiting all week.
All right, I'm excited. All right.
All right.
What do we have for today?
Seriously?
All right.
No.
Wow.
No.
I should say that when we actually do his whiskey.
What's that? My whiskey?
McConaughey's whiskey?
Yeah, he's got his own whiskey.
All right.
You know what?
Branch.
I wish that
From Wild Turkey.
Ryan Reynolds. Well,
Dude,
I just had a
you
nice
can't
shot
even
there.
talk.
There you go. I've been drinking a lot of whiskey. He would invest into a whiskey firm instead of a gin firm.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That would be
You
fun.
don't like
That would
gin?
be a lot of fun.
No, I just think he's a awesome spokesperson. He'd just be hilarious doing a whiskey. I'm sure.
He would.
Okay. All right.
More
So tell us about
importantly,
this.
what is today?
National Rip on Nathan Day?
Oh no.
No.
That's every
day.
Tuesday.
That's every day.
All right.
What is today?
I don't know. What is today? Today is
I'm doing the obvious one. Say it by the numbers.
It is 7-11. Oh, it's 7-11 day.
It is National 7-Eleven Day on this
Slurpee Day. Go get yourself a
7-Eleven gives out free Slurpees to all their customers.
Slurpee for you. Slurpee for you.
The beloved frozen treat has been around since the late 1950s with more than 300 flavors, which I didn't know they had that many flavors.
Okay.
But, some of the favorites, of course, are blue raspberry, cherry, Coca-Cola, mango lemonade. There's a Slurpee for every palate.
All right.
Just like there's a whiskey for every palate.
So what's your favorite Slurpee? Coke?
I actually mix them.
Oh, wow.
I do a mix, yeah.
Okay.
A little of everything.
A little bit of everything. I love the blue.
The blue is the main base.
The blue. Are you a cherry red guy?
No, I like Coke Slurpees.
Oh, you like the Coke Slurpees?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why you're making that disgust look.
That's like the last one I go and choose. That's like the Coke Slurpee.
Yeah.
You just go get your Coke and you can just freeze it in a can. Never mind. Okay. Never mind. Sorry. Okay.
Let me tell you about
I don't really know
drinking.
that's the point there, Nathan.
Okay. Sorry.
All right. Well, let's hear what Heaven Hill claims about Rittenhouse Rye. So they say this is made in the tradition of a classic Pennsylvania rye whiskey. Now, Pennsylvania ryes are generally more fruit-forward and spicier. They also have a very high rye mash bill, usually consisting of 80 to 100% rye. Unfortunately, this is all marketing. What do you say, Mike? It's like weasel talk?
It's weasel words.
This is all weasel words. Rittenhouse is a low rye at 51%. It's more like a standard Kentucky-made rye. It's not bursting with a heavy fruit. It doesn't have the heavy rye spice. It's also very young at 4 years, and the grain is really grain forward. So This rye, I wouldn't say, is generally one to be served neat. It is very much a bar standard as a cocktail base for like Manhattans, old fashions. If you're enjoying life today at Rittenhouse Square in Philadelphia, though, feel free to walk down Walnut Street, blocked down is a 7-Eleven, and grab a Slurpee, put a little of this whiskey in it. That might be a little tasty.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, otherwise this is a
That
pass.
may taste good with the Coke.
You don't need any more ideas.
That may be the Coke
You don't
Slurpee
need
whiskey.
any more ideas. You have
That
too many ideas that are kind of effed
Fellas,
up.
I'm interested in your thumbs up, thumbs down, because for me this would be a pass. It doesn't work as a neat sipper for me. I prefer a more punchy rye to make my cocktails with too. So it probably wouldn't come back to my shelf.
I just like whiskey in general. So I normally give a lot of things
Everybody,
a thumbs
you
up.
give thumbs up to almost everything. Nobody gives you any whiskey credit.
So I may choose to go down on this. I may do a little thumbs down.
You sure?
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Boy, you're really
you're
riding that edge, aren't you?
Right. You know what? This is like a great pairing. It's just whiskey and technology. It reminds me of the great pairing of steak and asparagus, right, Mike?
Oh, that's a pretty good pairing.
That is pretty good.
That's a pretty good pairing.
Yeah.
They go together like coffee and paste.
So your overall take on this, you would not purchase this, but would you serve this? Would you have this?
I don't find anything wrong with it.
Okay.
For a rye, to me, drinking neat, it's a little watery, it's a little grain forward. It doesn't have that fruit and spice level that I like. Okay. And in a cocktail, I find it's a little muted. I have some other ones that have a little bit more punch that comes through in a cocktail. But there's nothing wrong with this one. It's just there's other choices.
This is good for Nathan's palate.
I like it. I like it, but I don't know if I love it.
Okay.
That's so I'm struggling. There you go.
Would this be on your bar? Yes, it would.
Well, but you see my
Because
bar.
it's cheap.
I have 100 different whiskeys on my bar.
I know, because they're cheap.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. All right. Thank you so much for that, Mark's Mumble. All right. Let's get ready for our technology fail of the week. Brought to you by Elite Executive Services, the technology experts, to help you out of a technology fail.
We are out of time. Congratulations. You're a failure.
Oh. I failed, did I?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
All right. This week's technology fail comes to us from Razer, the hardware and PC manufacturer of high-end equipment. This is kind of like the Nordstrom's in brands of clothing. So I just want to, if you don't know technology, Razer is a very high-end. You pay for a Razer mouse compared to every other mouse, and it's probably 2x, 3x better.
Is it higher quality? Is it really higher quality?
Yeah, it is. It is higher quality. So they actually specifically call out their quality of what they're doing.
Okay, well, they
and we're going to see what else they get called out.
They have to back up a little bit.
Yeah, well, the gaming company Razer responded to a massive data breach with a short statement on Twitter, letting users know that they started an investigation into the matter. Because Razer, the popular American Singapore tech firm focusing on gaming hardware, selling high-quality peripherals and powerful laptops, has been posted on the dark web of being compromised. Now, they have an extensive collection in their special Razer Gold payment system that you can sign up for to receive rewards and get additional items only available to Razer. Information about the potential data breach at the company emerged on Saturday when someone posted on a hacker forum on the dark web that they had stolen the source code, database, encryption keys, and the back-end access to all the logins for Razer.com. Now, the company decided to publish a statement saying that they're taking a look into the allegations, but they did not want to come on out and say that they had a security breach at this time. But Razer has reset all member accounts and validating all active sessions and requested everyone to reset their passwords. So the only way you do that at a large company like that, think of Nordstrom, and all of a sudden you got broken into Nordstrom's, your account. And they say, well, we don't really have a breach that happened to our account, but we're going to reset everybody's passwords, and we're going to have all active logs that have people being logged into. We're going to cut you out of the database. Yeah, that means they got breached. All right. It was discovered earlier breach in December in 2022.
Regroup.
All right. Unprotected Razer database contained full names, emails, address, phone numbers, and customers' IDs, including 100,000 customers.
I guess they couldn't come back with the standard statement.
Yeah, so they've already been breached once before. Now, Razer is still in the midst of the investigation, and they remain committed to ensuring the digital safety and security of all customers. Once the investigation has concluded, Razer anticipates that it will report this matter to relevant authorities. So they got hacked, and they don't want to tell anybody. They reset everybody's passwords. They're trying to figure out what they're doing. They're probably totally compromised, but they still make some of the best hardware gear for your gaming computers. So I highly doubt it's really going to hurt anybody other than they have to reset their accounts. Well, we're going to head out to our last commercial break. When we return, we have Mike's Mesmerizing Moment, but brought to you by Story Coffee and Nathan Nugget, along with our pick of the day. So sit back, raise a glass. You're listening to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm.
How to See a Man About a Dog. It combines darkly comic short stories, powerful poems, and pulp fiction prose to create a heartbreaking and hilarious journey readers will not soon forget. Read How to See a Man About a Dog, collected writings, for free with Kindle Unlimited. Ebook available on Kindle, print copies available on Amazon The Bookpository, and more.
This is Mike's Mesmerizing Moment, presented by Story Coffee. Visit storycoffee.com. All right, Mike, we just talked about Razer. So they're a high-end electronic company.
Okay.
All right. So do you pay, I mean, it's a mesmerizing moment. Give me your philosophy on, do you pay for high-end electronic items or do you not? And what's the reason behind your logic on this?
Depends.
Okay.
You know, if I want a flat screen TV, I just go down to Costco and buy a flat screen TV.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Because what happens if it goes bad?
If it goes bad in a couple of years, I can just
throw it away and
get a new one.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
But if I want a nice computer, I do search out more high quality brands.
Yeah. Your gaming computer is a
it's
high end, right?
It's a high end. Yes, a high end Dell.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how that really relates to anything that I do.
Well, I'm trying to get the inside. This is your mesmerizing moment.
I'm not sure how that's mesmerizing.
Well, tell me why you would either buy high end stuff or why you don't buy high end stuff.
Well, if it depends on what I'm using it for.
Okay.
Right. So if I'm talking about like a gaming computer, I want functionality. I don't want to be bogged down by all kinds of glitches and problems.
Okay.
Right. If I buy a flat screen TV for $500 at Costco, and it fizzles out one night, I'm going to throw a hissy fit, and then I'm going to go get a new one. It's not that big of a deal.
Okay.
But if my gaming computer goes out, that's a different story.
Okay. So different items you decide to buy. You bought yourself a robot. A vacuuming system, right? So you spent
I spent some
high-end money on that bad boy.
Yeah, I didn't spend the traditional $50 for a dustbuster.
Okay.
Right? I spent $350 for a thing that will do something I don't want to do.
Okay. So you're saying that in the Mike's psychology of stuff, if you want it to last,
I don't know how you're going to relate this to human, but in like the robot, the iRobot series of Zumbas.
Yeah.
Roombas. Zumbas. I like that better. That's serving a need of human behavior.
Okay.
It's something I don't want to do.
Okay.
And I can handle the fact that it doesn't pick up everything like they think it does.
Okay.
Right? I don't want to spend time doing it, so I have something that's going to do it for me. That's the whole idea behind most of the technology we are getting involved in on a daily basis. Why the technology field is always bursting at the seams, why we're trying to advance it so quickly, because humans are basically lazy. We don't want to expend energy doing things that we don't find pleasing.
Okay.
So we're going to augment our lives with these pieces of technology to please ourselves. So when I'm doing something that may require me to outlay more money up front because it's technically higher quality, then I will do that. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to check into it. Now, the fact that Razer got hacked, that has really nothing to do with their hardware, right?
Correct.
It has nothing to do with
their hardware and how they're gaming mice and all the rest of
yeah,
their
it just means that they were really shy on the back end with their security for their accounts.
Correct.
Okay, so
that was a much more important mesmerizing moment than you might think.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was good.
Well,
okay.
Do you buy high-end electronic equipment?
I do kind of the same thing. I have a Costco TV downstairs, my main living TV, and once that sucker goes bad, I'll go buy myself another $500 TV, whichever is the biggest bang for the buck. But when I have my gaming computer and my media computer, I got an i9 high-end, fully to the tilt, because if I want it to work, I need to make sure it works.
Do you buy the extended warranties on your TV?
Never.
How about on your computers?
Never, because I believe if your electronics don't fail in the first 30 to 90 days, then they're probably never going to fail. It's either going to fail quickly or it's just going to, over time, it may fail, but then I'm okay with losing that over the time.
Okay.
There you go.
See?
All right, now let's move to our nugget of the week.
Did you get that, Mark?
This is your nugget of the week.
All right,
Are you going to rant today?
We have a flying car prototype that just got airworthiness certificate from the FAA. It's called ALEF. ALEF says that the vehicle aircraft dubbed as Model A is the first flying vehicle that is drivable on public roads and able to park like a normal car. It also has a vertical takeoff and landing capabilities that apparently will be able to carry 1 or 2 occupants and will have a road range of 200 miles and while flying a range of 110 miles. The company expects to sell the vehicle for $300,000, has already opened pre-orders with over $250 million in orders that it's received. The first delivery was projected at the end of 2025. Now, can you imagine this? Collisions in the air. What? Okay, I got really excited about this, and then I just started writing this note. So I got collisions in the middle of the air. What happens when your house, you're out in your yard, 2 cars are up in the middle of the air, they collide into you, and then pieces of that car fall down into your barbecue, into your house. What happens to the person there? What's going to happen? Are we going to not have an issue with that? I mean, I think there's a huge issue with that. Second of all, let me ask you, where do they take off? Where do they land? Is there a regulatory structure that's available? Well, how do you get a certificate to fly one of these?
Okay,
is there
so
safety programs?
You're now being me.
Well,
you're being me right now. You're like doing the whole thing that I do when I start asking questions about Post-it notes.
So I was excited about this, and then I just thought of that. That would be horrible. What happens when you have a drive-by shooting in the air of 2 cars going by and they shoot each other, and now all of a sudden, and you got pieces falling all over? What are you going to do? There's no way we in today's world can have flying vehicles. We're not mature enough as individuals.
We're not mature enough for most of the stuff that we put out on a regular basis.
I
don't know how you're coming down on you would be the one that would be one of the 830 people that's already put a down payment on this thing.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, is this a good idea now?
Salute.
Man, this is he gave us a salute. Is this a good thing to have or not? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm excited about it.
Okay, so this is why I have the things that I have, right? I get really excited about stuff.
Yeah.
But when I look at it from the human standpoint, I'm like, this is not a good idea, but I want it.
Yeah.
And that's what drives our behavior. I want it. I don't want to talk about the consequences of somebody falling on my
I just think
barbecue.
of Back to the Future. You got Doc Brown coming off an exit, and it looked really cool in the movie. But what happens if you hit somebody on this as you're coming on off? Boom, and you got yourself in trouble. All right, let's go now to
I don't know why you're
big reveal.
I don't know why you're taking the stand you're taking. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I was excited about it, and then I thought
well,
about
you
it.
should just keep being excited.
Okay, I'll be
'cause that's
excited
you.
about it. All right, here we go. All right, now let's do our pick of the day. All right, Mark, what do we have for our pick of the day?
Well, before we get there, real quick.
Yeah.
So, do you have your pilot's license?
I do not.
Do you have 85,000 laying around?
No.
Then you can't do it.
Okay.
All right, we're drinking Rittenhouse Rye Bottled and Bond. What do you guys think? Thumbs up,
Thumbs
thumbs
up.
down?
I'm going to give it a thumbs down.
That's because you just want to be contrarian.
No,
You're the guy that's going to be a contrary
No,
today, not me.
I don't like it. I do not like it as much as I thought I would. At the $30 price, I like it, but that's
You were like
about
licking your chops when you first started.
All right, here we go. Remember, the science of tomorrow starts with the technology today. See you next week.
Bye-bye. We missed the whole extra.
Thanks for joining us on TechTime Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment today in technology. The fun doesn't stop there. We recommend that you go to techtimeradio.com and join our fan list for the most important aspect of staying connected and winning some really great monthly prizes. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service, from Apple to Google and everything in between. We're also on YouTube, so check us out on youtube.com/techtimeradio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at TechTime Radio, remember, Mumm's the word. Have a safe and fantastic week.